Let's take a look at some other problems in section 4.4 where we're using the reference angle to evaluate the sine, cosine, and tangent without using the calculator. I'm in section 4.4, so I'm going to look at number 55. The angle is 225 degrees, and we want to find the sine, cosine, and tangent. Let's take a look at the reference angle and which quadrant we are in. That's always important. 225 degrees, we are in quadrant 3. So this is our angle theta. The reference angle is this little piece in quadrant 3 from the horizontal to the actual terminal side. So to find the reference angle, we just say 225 minus 180, which is 45 degrees. And that, of course, is one of our common angles. And what you really should remember is the ordered pair for 45 degrees. And 45 is really the easiest. It's the square root of 2 over 2. Square root of 2 over 2. But since we are in quadrant 3, we have a negative x value and we have the same negative y value. So the ordered pair in quadrant 3 for the reference angle 45 degrees, or the theta 225, is negative square root of 2 comma negative square root of 2. Now the sine of 225 is, of course, always the y value, the y coordinate. So in this case they are both the same, negative square root of 2 over 2. The cosine of 225 is also negative square root of 2 over 2. And the tangent of 225, which is sine over cosine, or negative square root of 2 over 2, divided by negative square root of 2 over 2. And if you do that, you get a positive 1. So here you go. Now, it isn't asked, or is it? No, let's just find the reciprocal trig functions as well. The cosecant of 225, or I didn't leave my cell, I left no room. It's the reciprocal. It's negative 2 over square root of 2. We have to rationalize the denominator by multiplying both sides by the square root of 2, which leaves me with 2 square root of 2 in the numerator divided by the square root of 4, which is 2. And you can see that the 2's reduce, and the answer is just a negative square root of 2. The secant of 225 degrees is the same, negative square root of 2. And the cotangent of 225 degrees, the reciprocal of 1, which of course is 1 as well. That's how you find the trigonometric functions. Let me pause and find one. Let me show you one more problem like number 72. Use the function value to find the indicator trigonometric value in a specified quadrant. Okay, what do we have here? What is given is the cosecant of theta is negative 2, and we are in quadrant 4. I'm telling you, always draw a picture. So here is quadrant 4. What we need to find is the cosine of theta. Now, first of all, the definition for the cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Cosecant theta, the definition is the hypotenuse divided by the opposite. Okay, if I draw a triangle, the hypotenuse is right here, and the hypotenuse is always positive, so that's a 2. That means the opposite angle, the opposite side to angle theta has to be a negative 1. Here you go. This is your relationship. Now we can find the missing side, which is the adjacent, so we can find the cosine. For the missing side, of course, we're using Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So if we call that a squared plus a negative 1 squared equals 2 squared. So a squared equals 4 minus 1. We bring this 1 to the other side. A squared is equal to 3. That means a is the square root of 3. And it is positive because here is our x-axis. So it is a positive 3, square root of 3. And of course that makes sense because the cosine in quadrant 4 is positive. The cosine is the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. The adjacent side is 3 divided by 2. That is how you find the missing link.